Hello everyone and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of a Spectra Dossier. This audio podcast is part of a SZtorm. This audio podcast is part of a Squadron. This audio podcast is part of a Storm Robotics production. In this audio podcast, an overview in regard to the faith, the sort of faith and cultural belief sort of strategy and works as part of the Lord Mayor of Bristol's blood and solid organ transplant sort of campaign and works that took place in 2013. In the peer reviewed and published works, the strategy was as thus. There is an increasing need to include faith in research on perspectives from a broader context, as has been the case in works by authors by an author by one for example, one in amongst varying authors from 2009. Several studies suggest, or several investigations have informed to be successful, those implementing health changes and attempting to enhance people's understanding in around blood and solid organ transplantation should recognize the role of faith in community health, respect faith sensibilities, and permit appreciation of blood and organ transplantation from the perspective of faith and community participation. Further to acknowledging the role of faith in around transplantation behavior, in around donation and behavioral transplantation and behavior, it is important to consider the role of faith and community leaders. The term or terminology of faith-placed programs has been utilized to refer to faith-based health promotion programs that take place in faith settings or are organized with the involvement of a faith group. The success of these programs is thought to be partly due to the partnership between faith and secular organizations. In around the activities or some of the activities, the lawmayor then from 2013 liaised with communities from all faiths in collaboration with NHS Blood and Transplant, the British Multi Faith Forum, BMFF, the Renal Patient Support Group, the RPSG, and radio station campaign collaborators to emphasize the importance of signing up to register, and several members from each community signed up to donate blood and joined the solid organ transplant register. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a Spectra Dossier. This audio podcast as part of a SZtorm. This audio podcast as part of a Squadron. This audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.